he's earned a tea break. Warsaw, Poland. In winter, temperatures here plummet to -5 degrees Celsius. But Warsaw has a novel way of keeping its residents warm. And it's buried deep underground. How do they do it? During the Second World War, Warsaw was virtually razed to the ground. As they rebuilt the city, Poland's post-war communist regime installed the ultimate underfloor heating. Hidden beneath Warsaw streets are 1,700 kilometres of giant heating pipes. The largest centralised heating system in Europe, serving over 1 million people. Socialist central heating. Warming thousands of homes requires a bit more than a combi boiler. It takes the Siekierki combined heat and power plant. 8 kilometres from the city centre, they burn 1.5 million tonnes of coal a year to generate electricity for over 500,000 homes. They also provide heat for more than half the buildings in Warsaw. Power stations work by burning fuel to boil water, turning it into steam. The steam creates high pressure that drives a turbine and generates electricity.
You know those tall towers that you see at old power stations with stuff coming out the top? They're cooling towers. They're actually full of steam, but only a small amount of it escapes from the top. Most of the steam condenses into water and is pumped back for reuse. The sole purpose of those towers is to remove heat. But with this power plant, instead of wasting the heat, they put it to use.
The hot steam is sent to this massive container called a heat exchanger. Inside, pipes circulate the steam through the water for the heating system, which emerges at 95 degrees Celsius. All this hot water needs to be stored somewhere. Somewhere big. This skyscraping hot water tank is 45 metres high and holds more than 30 million litres, enough water to run 375,000 hot baths. The challenge is getting it to over 1 million people. The answer is 1,700 kilometres of insulated underground pipes. That's enough to stretch from Warsaw to London, and the network is still growing. In most cities, new homes need new boilers. Here, they have to rip up the whole road. Paweł Żurowski oversees the latest network extension.
There is a lot of pressure because we are doing that in whole winter, so in the very tough conditions.
Just like your home's central heating, Warsaw's subterranean pipes are constantly full of water, which is heated and recirculated from the plant. But it's an old system and an endless battle to keep things flowing smoothly. So they employ a 700-strong army of heating engineers. Today, Krzysztof Strzeżek is on the lookout for leaks.
Sprawdzamy, w jakiej kondycji są kanały ciepłownicze i rurociągi. Ze względu na to, żeby uprzedzić awarię. Najstarsze odcinki sieci ciepłowniczej w Warszawie mogą mieć 50 lat.
District heating isn't a new thing. In the 14th century, a small village in France used hot water from a geothermal spring and a series of wooden pipes to heat their homes.
Krzysztof's biggest problem is that many of the underground tunnels are too small and dangerous to access.
Krzyszku, jak to tam wszystko wygląda?
Prosto.
So this historic city has a high-tech solution. Robots to the rescue. 15 years ago, the system was losing 34,000 cubic metres of water a day. Thanks to the likes of Krzysztof and his remote-controlled friends, that's dropped by 80%. 3 pumping stations like this one push out hot water to heat 80% of the buildings in Warsaw. That includes the National Football Stadium, the Chancellery of the Prime Minister, and 19,000 other buildings. Once they've pumped hot water to a building, the next problem is distributing it to all the flats inside. Again, the answer is buried underground, this time in the basement. A mini heat exchanger provides hot water for local residents. Once the water in the heat exchanger reaches 73 degrees, it's channeled through super-insulated pipes to radiators inside each flat. No one flat needs its own boiler, and heating costs are reduced by half. So whatever the weather outside, inside Warsaw's residents are kept warm by an engineering marvel. The ultimate in centralised heating.